trying to set up a Google local listing and you ran
Uh,
into an issue.
Yes.
Can you explain the issue that
Yeah.
you ran into?
When you say local, what do you mean by that? A ad or a?
No, I think it was, to be honest with you, I had that question written up about a week or two, and then the class was canceled, so I remembered it.
Okay.
I wasn't a Google local. Sorry, I said Google, but I think I meant Yahoo local listing.
Oh,
I think so. I'm trying to
Yeah.
put the
Yeah.
question back up.
and were you trying to find out how to get the free listing?
Yes, and it gave me a runaround.
Yes, I know. Let's see.
So I put
found
in
the
the
question.
spreadsheet a URL to allow you to set one up. And apparently the URL I gave in the spreadsheet is outdated. And so she followed that. And
Mhm.
so I was going to,
So I think I know where the problem is, where your question is. This is one of those, like, there are some citations online directories that basically have partnered with Yext, and Yext kind of maintains
Yes.
them.
Okay.
And so on Yahoo Local, that is the case. And when you go in to try to do it, they act like, it's like, well, which level do you want to pay for? And you don't actually have to pay. Like at the very bottom, like in teensy tiny print, there's like, or claim your free listing. So like you have to go in and okay. So click on that submit or click that again.
so basically there are two options, Yext or local works.
Yeah. Okay. So where it says submit your home. Then you come up here where it says basically is you're searching. So
Okay, yeah, that's the screen I was on.
yeah. So click on like your one, put in your go up a little bit, scam yeah, that, and then you would put the information in. And actually scroll down a second, let me see something. Go down a little bit more. Go down to let me see what this was. Finally, use Lex to control. No. Okay, so just go back up to where you were. And so you have to put your name, phone number, and yeah.
So
And then scan.
And
then
so here, I'm going to full disclosure. Okay, we're doing a Yext scan. I am a Yext customer, and I want to show you this. Okay.
Okay.
So
This
well, hold
already
on.
has
Don't
it.
sign into Yext though.
No.
Will it let you scroll down?
No, because I am a Yext customer.
Oh, well, put mine in then, because I'm not. Your biz.
Let's see if we can trick it. Okay.
So.
Okay, yeah, I remember seeing all of this. Okay.
Okay, so scroll. Let me see. Okay, now go back up to where it says Yahoo Local, and see if it will, where it says missing listing. Go where it says not found. Does it let you click on any of those? Yeah, click on that. I haven't done this in a while. Update.
I know what you're talking about. I think I went on and completed it, but I just wanted to make sure I was doing it right.
So
I looked at
I think it's because we have all my, don't update my information.
No.
But I think it's because like we're not putting in the correct, like if you find the listing and then you click on there and then it's like, it will take you over click on fix my listings. Let me see what happens. Yeah, so I think what it is, you have to then basically put like your information in here and then continue. And then when you do, it's like it gives you some like different levels that you pay for. But at the bottom of it, there's a place where you can actually go and tell it that you want to do the
Yeah, I know what you're referring to. I went on and completed it because Yext was familiar. I remember David talking about it. So I was like, okay, well, I
Did you
figured it
pay for
wasn't.
any? Did
No,
they
I didn't
ask?
pay for anything
Okay.
new. I don't think so.
Okay.
I set up a client like this.
Okay.
And I was
Because
going through
that's the
this.
main thing. A lot of times when I know that the last times I have done Yahoo Local, it was very misleading in that it appeared that they wanted you to pay.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a small thing at the bottom where you actually didn't have to.
I think I remember seeing that. A lot of the windows that he's pulling up, I saw in my process when I was setting them up, but I wasn't for sure if I was getting redirected to, something that wasn't legit.
Yeah.
And then when I saw Yex, I was like, that sounds familiar. I think I remember hearing David talk about him.
Yeah. Yext is controversial. I know Trisha does not like it. I use it, but I use it for other reasons.
Yeah. So I'll rephrase and say what I don't like about it. So I don't like it for individual businesses and businesses with a couple of locations. If there's a big franchise or something, then I think it's probably worth it. But I think as far as the money that you get, because it's for citation management and citation, the significance over the last, 5-6 years has significantly gone down. And I don't think it's worth paying that. Now, a lot of times it's a high monthly fee that you could spend someplace and have more of an impact. So what I typically do is tell people to do a one-time upfront citation where they do some of the main ones and not even, 25 is good. And then use that money on something else. So that's why I see people that use Yext and they pay like a high monthly fee, but I don't think that it's worth it for their specific business to pay that monthly fee for it. That's what I don't like about it.
Okay.
And a lot of times it's resellers, like the actual end client doesn't even know they're using Yext. And so anyway, but.
Right. And I will make my case for Yext. And I don't disagree with anything you're saying, Trisha, right? Like if I was a one person solopreneur business, Yext might not be worth it.
Yeah.
But for a multiple location company where you need to submit several location, Yext is a lot easier.
Yeah.
Right? Because you submit it once there. Another thing that Yext does really well is clean up listings when you're like I have a client that been with us for years and they've had several locations, and even their location, they were, one part of an office building and now they're in the entire floor of an office building, and going through all those to update those manually was a real challenge.
Yeah.
Also, because they've been around for a long time, they had a lot of bad citations out there. And Yext just made that simple. Is that a panacea for everybody? No.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to give anybody who's in Curious Ants Yext access at my cost, which is, I think it's a $50 a month thing. Now, for some businesses, that's not worthwhile because that's $600 a year.
Yeah.
But if it is, then please let me give it to you at what I pay for it, right? But just I do offer it, but I think Trisha is exactly right. For most people, and the value of citations, it's not there. But if you had a business that's been around for a long time, there's a lot of messy citations out there. time to just simply clean it up quickly and easily, boy, is really a lot. Is
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I use it.
Mhm.
And I do not think it's the best. In fact,
Yeah.
I've often thought about just killing it, but then Yext kind of blackmails you too.
Well, so that was the one thing I'll add to that. So like, let's say you've got one and you use Yext to clean it up. One thing is that I kind of don't like about it is, especially for individual clients, is if you have to pay a monthly fee to them for them to do that. If you stop paying that fee, then most of those will revert back. So it's they kind of have you held hostage in that, in order to keep them clean, you have to continue to pay. So it's one of those things that, do you want to pay monthly that amount, or do you want to just do a one-time, and have somebody go in and clean up? I've done some citation cleanups with Bright Local, and have used that before. So, and have been happy with that. But it's been a little messy, but not as messy as it sounds like the one that David had. So part of that is kind of, looking, and it may even be, do a citation search and see what's out there and what needs cleaned up to see how big of a mess it is. And I would even say that as long as you have the top 25 citations correct, and when you do a search for your business name, that nothing that is wrong doesn't come up on the first 2 pages of Google, I wouldn't worry about them. Because I think that, because it used to be the days where it's like, oh, you need to get hundreds and hundreds of citations, you just keep getting them. And that used to work 6 years ago, 8 years ago, however long. It doesn't work anymore. So I would, even if it is a big cleanup, I would also take a look and see which ones it is. Because if it's something like My Huckleberry, well, who really cares what My Huckleberry says, And especially if maybe you do an aggregator that pushes the new current stuff out, that may help as well. So that's my thought on it too. So.
Okay, so should I update my Excel list with the new one, since we now know that it's
Yeah, I every year I go and create that Excel list based on 2 sources that recommend several places as credible citations.
Mhm.
So it might just be out of date and need to be updated. I would say Yahoo is probably worth updating.
Yeah.
Just because there's this balance of citations, just kind of like with link building too. Not all the citations are going to give you citation value from Google's perspective, but some of them, people still use Yahoo. And for that people, let's make sure they can find you properly. Like I think we've talked about before, I hate Apple Maps.
Yeah.
But my wife refuses to use Google Maps. So, okay, we need to be on Apple Maps because we want to be found by people who are like her, and they're like, nope, I will only use Apple Maps. I think Apple Maps is a terrible product.
Yeah.
However, I want to be found by those people, so I want to make sure I'm in Apple Maps. So I will build that manually or use Yext, which will do it for me, or whatever. But there are some that are worth it. My Huckleberry, okay,
Not worth it.
probably not worth it, but some of those actually have link value, right?
Yeah.
And some of them are worth it for that perspective too. It's kind of a, if you can only do it in My Huckleberry, go for it. Like doesn't cost you anything except time to put it in. Doesn't hurt. Couldn't hurt.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good question.